So, second year with Coach Allen. How are things looking so far?
I think they're looking a lot better. Everybody got a feel for the whole coaching staff, feel for the team, and I think we made a lot of improvements in the fall and in the winter, and I'm looking forward to the season.
Last year, the mantra was sort of, like win the day, dominate the day.
hmm
Going into the next year, coming off of that last year's struggles, is that going to be the same goal, or are the goals going to be a little bit loftier?
No, I think I think it's the same motto. I just think that we need to attack it a little harder and get our mindset ready. And I feel like last year, we started off a little slow, and I think that affected us, throughout the year. And I feel like we just need to keep our head on strong this year.
Have you or the team had any significant changes in the offseason or things that you've worked on differently?
No, I just think that we've worked a lot harder this year. We've been in and around the program, in and around the field and the weight room a lot more, and I feel like guys are ready this year. I feel like everyone's took a big step in the winter and in the fall, and I feel like we're ready for the season.
As a sophomore, what's different for you this year getting ready for the season? Is it more comfortable? Do you know what to expect a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's more comfortable, and I can help the freshmen now too, because last year the seniors and the older guys really helped me out a lot, and they still do. But now I can, help the freshmen with a little bit of everything.
Jack, last year you played almost every day, getting that start. That kind of give you a little more comfort going into this year that you got that regular playing time already kind of under your belt?
Yeah, definitely. I think the experience will help a lot. Last year, earlier on in the season, I was a little nervous. I'm still going to be a little nervous. I'm still going to have a couple of nerves in the first couple of weeks, but now I know what to expect. I know how some people are going to pitch to me, and I kind of know how college baseball is kind of working these days.
So, you guys don't have Reed anymore on the pitching staff. He was sort of your go-to guy. You were the guy who had the second most innings behind him. How are you adjusting to sort of the veteran presence on the mound?
Yeah, I think overall it's been going well. Obviously, Reed was one of our guys last year, and we're obviously going to miss him. But I think collectively as a staff, obviously we have some guys filling the gaps, me, Joe, a couple freshmen probably competing for a Sunday spot. I think overall we're going to be able to pick them up and hopefully be able to pitch to our potential.
Do you have any idea who those freshmen are that might be into the rotation?
I'm not really sure. Obviously, there's a couple guys getting stretched out. I think Hank Christie's a guy that's getting stretched out right now. I believe Matt Gannon and a couple other freshmen, but everyone's kind of just working hard just to compete for their spots at this point.
For you, you pitched a lot in relief last year. Is there a little more comfort sort of knowing that you'll probably be leaning more towards starting?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, freshman, sophomore year, I throw the pen. I got a couple starts at the end of last season, which is great. Get my feet wet, my feet under me. I think starting for me personally has been a little bit better role for me. I'm just excited to get the season going, and yeah.
Why do you like starting better?
I think one of my strong suits has been able to maintain my velocity through multiple innings. Obviously, as a relief guy, you're coming in and you're throwing maybe 1 to 2, as hard as you can. I think the biggest thing for me has been able to kind of keep my strength throughout the later innings. Hopefully, be able to go deeper in ball games this year.
So, last year you guys had a pretty reliable Friday starter, Reed Mason. He's gone this year. How do you guys make an adjustment as a staff?
Yeah, I think our staff this year is really, we all are on the same page where we all know our roles and can kind of build off that. So I think we're in a good spot right now.
Pete, Coach Allen's kind of highlighted your name this offseason. Is there going to be more of a load put on you this spring, and why do you think Coach has kind of highlighted your name?
Well, I think my role this year is going to be when the game's tight and we need a guy to come in and shut things down. I'm going to come in. In the off season, I really worked on my mental game and kind of got myself ready to succeed rather than just kind of hoping I'm going to succeed. So hopefully I can bring that out this year.
Yeah, year 2 under Coach Reynolds, what does he preach to you in the off season and maybe to the pitchers in general?
Yeah, I mean, he wants us to be tough out there, and even in the worst circumstances, just be able to trust our stuff and know that we belong in our role and kind of we can succeed.
Any of the younger guys stand out to you?
Yeah, all of them. I think we got a lot of talent in that freshman class. I'm really excited to see what they do this year.
Opening up with Arizona State and high-profile opponent, what's that like for this program and you individually?
I mean, personally, growing up, when I thought of college baseball, ASU was one of the teams that kind of was just like embodied college baseball. So I'm excited to get to Tempe and play in front of big crowds. I think Coach Allen has said that we got the talent to compete with them, and I truly believe that. So I think we're all excited to get there.
So last year one under Coach Allen. How are things looking so far heading into year two?
It's been good. A year under the belt, I think everyone feels a lot more comfortable. We kind of know what to expect now, and we got 10 new guys, so it's really exciting. 10 really good guys that they brought in, so I think they're going to make a big impact, and it's going to be exciting to see.
As one of the leaders of the team now, what are you looking for with this young group? What's been exciting to you?
Yeah, I think they're going to make a difference right away. Everyone's going to get a shot to play this fall. They prove to be, big game changers, different difference makers. So it'll be fun to see how that matches up against our competition.
For you personally, you mostly hit last year, but also got some innings.
Right.
What are you thinking going into this season?
Yeah, I think time will tell, but I think I'll be all over the place. Non-conference games, and I think everyone's going to get a shot, like I said. Kind of see what works best out of the lineup and pitching scheme as well. So we'll figure it out in the non-conference. Hopefully get something set in stone for Big Ten season.
Has there been anything you've worked on differently or specifically during the offseason?
Yeah, just trying to drive balls to like all fields. Trying to get more extra base hits because those are the big game-changing plays. And pitching-wise, just trying to stay consistent for the most part. I think I was a little bit up and down last year, and just trying to stay as consistent as possible throughout my whole game.
Matt, you not that you had that you were under the radar last year, but you have the fourth highest batting average of anybody returning in the Big Ten. Your name's going to be highlighted on scouting reports. How do you adjust to kind of being the focal point of opposition's pitching staffs?
Yeah, I think it's just understanding what teams are going to do to you. For my 3 years here, I've got a pretty good understanding of how teams are going to work me, how pitching staffs are going to attack. They know my weaknesses, and I know them too. So it's making those adjustments, and obviously I've worked on my weaknesses a lot this offseason, so hopefully that will counteract that. But yeah, just knowing what to expect and kind of sitting on pitches more and yeah, relying on that off-season work to fill in those holes.
Last season, a lot of younger guys saw a lot of at-bats, specifically Willie Bourbon, Jack Dunn. What can we expect from guys like those two and even some others we might not? Yeah,
those two freshmen up the middle, great experience. They played almost every single game last year. And from my perspective, I kind of went through the same thing as a freshman. You kind of get thrown in the fire right away, and there's a lot of pressure, but I think they handled it really well, and I think they learned from it. So it's really exciting to see what they can do with that under their belt.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, you got some veterans in yourself and
Jake,
who's been
forever. Yeah.
What do you guys bring and maybe preach to those younger guys to bring them along maybe a little faster?
Right. I think a lot of the freshmen came in with a bunch of confidence, which most classes do, which is great. I think, the mental side of the game is huge, and everyone has to stay confident. And I think as a freshman, when you get thrown in there right away, you get hit hard and you can be up and down a lot. So I think just keeping them level-headed and keeping them consistent for the most part is what we can do as leaders.
You've seen a lot of changes over your past 3 years, but not really a lot of wins. Is this the year that finally comes around?
I believe so. I think, like I was talking about earlier, 1 year under the belt with the new coaching staffs, we know what to expect. I think everything's a lot more efficient right now in the way we practice. and obviously the addition of the 10 new guys, which I think will make a huge impact right away, blended with the older guys that have some experience. I think it's a pretty good chemistry that we have this year, and it's exciting. I'm anxious to see how it results on the field. But if you ask me, yes, they're coming this year.
Do you have like a concrete number of wins in mind as your goal?
You know, we have goals in mind as a team, but for the most part, you know what, we're trying to stay consistent with our execution, and that's the main thing. The results will come, but the main thing is you know, staying level-headed and not getting too down on ourselves or too up, to try to plow through the whole. It's a long season, it's a grinding season, so just trying to stay consistent.
So, year 2 under Coach Allen. How's it feeling so far?
Oh, it's excellent. You know, last year was kind of like, you know, the first year, kind of the get to know everyone, kind of get used to the program, how we're going to run everything. This year, everything's been set in stone from the beginning. You know, so very confident in how we're doing right now, and very confident in how we're going to be this season.
Yeah, Jake, Hobby kind of touched on it, but 10 new guys, and
yeah.
You've been here now. This is your 5th season. What have you kind of said to those guys to maybe bring them along a little faster than they would have figured out on their own?
You know, just constantly trying to fill them in on how I've done things in the past and how I've seen guys do it too. I just think it really helps to have examples and multiple examples, and letting them know it's always okay to come to me if they have questions, because they always do, and sometimes they don't share them. But you know, overall, they've adapted incredibly quickly, and it's been exciting. They're going to make a big impact on this program this year.
You've had to overcome a lot of injuries in your career. How are you feeling going into this year?
Good. Not knock on wood, but healthiest season so far. Only had a broken nose in the fall. That's all I've had to deal with this year. So it's been pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm healthy right now, so that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. First series at Arizona State. That's a high-profile
Yeah.
program, and what does that mean for this program? And are you guys using that as kind of a measuring stick as a season?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great test. And you know, Coach Allen's talked to us about how, you know, even though they're you know, a big known team, we can match up with them. You know, they're younger than we are, so that's what we have on them. We have experience, so we're not viewing it as much as like we should play well against them, but no, we're going out there to win games.